Hello everyone, Eric the Car Guy here with another hopefully helpful video for you about auto repair. This one's about exhaust leaks. This 1997 Accord came in today and it had a definite exhaust leak in the B pipe, as this is called. This is the pipe that runs between the catalytic converter and the muffler. And as you can see, there were some pretty sizable leaks. Even more sizable, there's supposed to be a flange here that pretty much disintegrated when I took this pipe off the vehicle. Thing is I finished putting this pipe on and it's much quieter. However, I still heard a little something. But this was not so easy to find because actually the muffler's kind of new. The pipe, this B pipe is brand new, and the pipes going before it aren't really, before the catalytic converter aren't really prone to leak. So this is a method that I employ oftentimes when I'm looking for a difficult to find exhaust leak. Just an FYI, however, is if the small exhaust leaks often show up with like a little bit of soot around the outside of the area that's leaking. So a lot of times you can just look for that black soot. So inspect the entire exhaust system, especially at these flex joints. These flex joints are famous for leaks. But you can't necessarily see them because they're hidden under this mesh. So you really sometimes have a hard time nailing down where an exhaust leak is coming from. So I'm going to show you what I do in order to, well, first, grab a buddy because you may need two people to do this. But this is a pretty easy, straightforward way of finding those difficult to find exhaust leaks. Now, before you get started looking for the leak in earnest, it's probably a good idea to jack the vehicle up so you can get a good view of the exhaust system. Now, in addition to my jack, I also have it supported by jack stands in both the front and the back here. So I'm definitely well supported. But I wanted to show you my lovely work that I just completed. But this is the catalytic converter. Normally it has some shields around the outside that are currently missing. And then there's some more of the exhaust up there. But the idea of this is to get a good overview of the exhaust system so that way you can inspect the entire thing. And now I'm going to show you the trick. Next, you want to start the vehicle up. Now I'm sure you can hear that this exhaust system doesn't sound that loud. It's not that loud at all, really. But there is a leak. And I'm going to show you how I found it. You can see our muffler is also fairly new. But I just take a rag, a regular shop rag, and push it into the exhaust. And when I do this, this will make any leaks more apparent. You'll be able to hear them a lot better. So you may need a buddy to look around while you put this rag in here. You can hear a small leak up there at the front of the muffler, which may be the weep hole for the muffler, so that's normal. By the way, mufflers do have small holes in them to allow water to come out. So don't think that small hole's a leak because it's supposed to be there. Okay, here's that hole on the back of the muffler that I was talking about. And it's a weep hole, and it's there to basically allow this moisture to drain out, as you can see that it's doing. Water is a natural byproduct of combustion, and it tends to build up in the exhaust system. So they put this weep hole here to allow that water to drain out. If it didn't, your muffler would fill up with water, which number one isn't good, and number two, it would probably rust out from the inside a lot worse than it does. So if you see these little holes, don't be concerned because they're supposed to be there. But I'm going to put you up toward the leak so you can hear the difference. I'm hoping you can hear that because I can hear it coming out of this area by the exhaust, especially when I rev the engine. In fact, I'll pull this cover off so we can get our eyes on it. Well, I'm going to admit that I didn't find what I expected to find, which was some kind of crack in this manifold here. Actually, what I'm finding is it seems to be a leak right here where the manifold comes in contact with the downpipe. But once again, I'll rev it up for you so you can hear it. If you could feel it, if you could feel through the video, you could feel it coming out right in this area, just underneath the O2 sensor.
so I may just need to swap out a gasket and life will be good.
Well, bottom line point being is that an easy way to find hard to find exhaust leaks is with your trusty friend the rag and the tailpipe. That will force the exhaust out of whatever is leaking, and it should be easier for you to hear / find. Also look for those little black sooty places. I'm going to try tightening up these fasteners on this exhaust manifold, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to throw a gasket in there and see how that works.
I'm very happy to report that all I had to do was tighten the fasteners up.
It was able to help me find the leak with this trusty rag. I don't know how well you were able to hear it when I was applying the rag and unapplying the rag, but you can also feel exhaust leaks like I can feel this one. So, you know, just sort of hover your hand around the area and you can actually feel the exhaust leaking out many times. Just useful information, I hope, to you. So, I am Eric the Car Guy, Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. You can find me there, and also at EricTheCarGuy.com. Anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm there for you. And in fact, if you have car questions, head on over to the forum. We would love to help you there. Anyway, Eric the Car Guy. Till next time, be safe, have fun, stay dirty. Catch you later.